What's going on, gang? I hope we all have had a wonderful start to the week. It is Monday, October 24th. We're going to be looking at the market profile today, or the market overall, and kind of determine what happened. And then I got a question for you guys. Do you think it's possible to make money with a low win percentage? Uh, because I can tell you, it is possible to make money with a low win percentage. Today I had a pretty bad start to my day, low win percentage, but was able to bring it out of the gutter and make it pretty positive. Kept my losses small and was able to make my winners pretty large due to size and just being in the right place at the right time, using market generated information to back my ideas and thesis. But right now we're gonna go ahead and start off by looking at the weekly. Um, Kind of show you guys. Last week I was talking about our weekly balance and how I thought we'd have a good chance of going and testing our weekly balance high. So far we've done that. Today we tested 38.20. Our high today was 38.22 in the daily, in the intraday. So we came out of our daily balance to test our weekly balance high. That's all we've done today. We just kind of stretched it just a little bit. We didn't find much acceptance over that. Let's go to our daily. I'll go ahead and show you a little bit on that. So right here, I was talking about on Friday how we had a good potential to come out of our daily balance. Let me pull that up for you. Our daily balance to go and test our weekly balance high, right? And how the 40 was going to come into play. Well, today that kind of came into play. We did break out of our daily balance high. We did go and test that 40 and get to our weekly balance high. Next destination is finding any acceptance over the weekly balance high to go test the 50-day moving average, right? 50-day moving average right now is at 38.8850. It's pretty good visual level for sellers to come into play. Um, so we did take out the weekly or the daily balance and tested the weekly balance high. Now tomorrow, if we come in and we take out the weekly balance, then the weekly goes up. Today we just put the daily and the one time framing up. So we went from balance on the daily to one time framing up now that we've taken out this balance high. So the daily is now up. You want to see continuation over that balance high and then up into the 50 to keep the daily going up and then put the weekly from balance to up. Uh, Now with the weekly, you can, however, you can call it a larger balance. There'll probably be people that are calling it a larger balance using this high at 39, 36, 25. I'm using this balance high right, or this high right here is my balance high. From there, I believe the weekly will be up, and then we'll go and test the top of this trend line that you see right here. So, with all that being said, let's get into our charts today and talk about our price action. What happened? Um, let's look at our overnight session real quick over here on the right hand side. Overnight session. Overnight, we had an overnight low of 37.3650 and an overnight high of 38.1325. That was getting close to our balance high. At the time, that 40-day moving average was also at 38.08. And then you can see here later in the day, we eventually got our overnight high. Let's go ahead and look at our profile here. We put in these last two time or this last time frame for M, and you're gonna see a lot of lines on here. That's just destinations that we did and did not fill. So starting out in A period, we opened up above our balance high here at 37.7725. That was our balance high. We opened above it at 37.80, right? So for the first four time frames of the day, we went back and forth through the opening. So only thing any buyers had at the time was value. They didn't have the open or anything like that. A pushed up, took out the afternoon rally high from the 6, so that destination is gone. We did get that 10 wide pock finally that I've been talking about. That's gone. We got that. We got our balance high. Oh, and not to mention, we kind of did open with a little bit of a gap. We did open with a little bit of a gap. Not a very large gap, but a gap, and it got filled in A period and in B period. Now in B period, after A failed to get push up above our 40-day moving average, um, which was at 38.08 at the time. After A Perry failed to get above and hold above that and get this daily high, we rolled over in B period, filled the daily gap that we had going at the time, uh, hit our high day from Friday, took that out, and then we filled the first set of single prints. So that set of single prints is now gone. We have this one little tick of single prints that has held below us. Um, And then later in the day, like I said, we just kind of chopped around for the most part in A, B, C, D, and E, F. Basically, majority of the day was just pure freaking chop. And it was absolutely atrocious to watch. It was ridiculous. Um, like I said, we just chopped back and forth between the opening and then that high. 3800 level was a big ordeal. 3800 level was big level for most of us. Um, it wasn't until later in the day, in K period, when we finally took out our initial balance high. We had single prints in K. L pushed up. We had single prints in L, and then finally M filled both sets. So we only go out with today's high, today's low, and you can use I as an afternoon pullback low. So let's go ahead and get rid of these other destinations because we came up, we hit that high day, 811, and then we hit our weekly balance high. All we did was stretch it. All we did was stretch it to about 2 points. So we need to find acceptance over that. So 22 was our high day. I'm just going to change some numbers around here. 24. Weekly balance high. 22. We'll label it that way. And then we have our low day here. That's 51.75. So what the market's trying to do basically is we're trying to grind up, right? The market got too short. Now we're trying to grind up that balance that we've been in over the past several days. We finally let some steam out, right? That's kind of what I was describing. Is we're in the pot here. We were in this balance. We're in this pot, boiling, 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 and finally we let some steam out, and it was to the upside. After we had an outside day up on Friday. So we got a little bit of a follow through from that outside day up. We let some steam out of the pot to the upside. Now the question is, do we have enough to go and continue towards this price probe from September 21st? And then nothing really is above us until the 12 wide puck at 38.9150 from the 21st, and then that high a day. So, do we have enough steam? Is earnings going to be a factor in this? Who knows? The only one that could really affect us is Apple, Amazon, Google. Those earnings might play a part. And what goes on. I'm gonna go ahead and put in our afternoon pullback low here in I period. And then I'm gonna review my trades. Sorry if this is a little bit scatterbrained. I'm feeling scatterbrained today. We're gonna label this afternoon pullback low 1024. So all we had all day long was a big ass boxing match between Bulls and Bears, where we're gonna stretch the daily balance a little bit more was the main question for most of the day. We stayed in our initial balance for the good majority of our day. A's high, B's low, initial balance. C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, and then finally K, we took it out. L pushed up, failed to find acceptance over that weekly high, stretched it a little bit, M filled those single prints, and now we're left clueless as to what's going to happen. So tomorrow, if we come in, we open up inside our range, you can look to see if maybe if we open up above, do we hold our afternoon pullback low or not? If we don't, then we will come back, rotate back lower, and then maybe go fill this set of single prints down here. Or do we open up with a gap and finally go for this 12 wide pocket up here? Uh, Time will tell, and we'll have to determine. But right now, so far, baby steps. Bulls are winning as we put the daily from balance to one time frame and up. The weekly is the next step, and so on and so forth. Now, as far as trades goes, like I said, is it possible to make money with a low win percentage? The answer is yes, it is. If you have proper risk management, it is very good. It is very possible. Today I demonstrated pretty decent risk management, um, as I did take some trades that I wasn't too comfortable with due to the MGI, the market generated information I was receiving at the time, what the market was telling me. It was kind of hard to read. I wasn't comfortable with some of my positions, and it led me to get out. I did my best today to kind of control my FOMO or fear of missing out on trades, and I think I did a good job on that. So I'm starting to improve in that area. I hope other traders um, are starting to as well in their career. It's taken me a while to kind of get to understand myself and when I'm starting to feel if I'm missing out on something. There's always going to be another trade, always going to be another opportunity, always another setup. So just wait for those opportunities and let it come to you. My mentor always saying, um, be the line in the grass, waiting for the gazelle to run past you, right? You don't want to be chasing it all over the place, all over the Sahara, right? You want to, excuse me, you know what I'm getting at. You know the analogy. But just wait for your prey, right? You want to be able to pounce on it whenever it comes. Like this afternoon pullback low, I took an amazing trade in this area. Um, but let's go over the first one. So in D period, I took a long. Uh, because we had just stopped the one time frame and down at the time because A period, B period pushed down. We were one time framing down. C never got to B's low. We rotated back up, and then D finally popped C's high to stop the one time framing down. So I took a long at 84 and at 85 to go and get towards B's high. So I was long right in this area in D period, right around in this spot here. Sorry if my thing's looking a little jumpy. Let me try to fix that real quick. So right here, right above open, I was long to go and get the IB or to go and get B's high and the IB high. Um, my out was below at the time VWAP, and so I had 84 and 85. I had two lot on. I had it at 83 because I felt odds were pretty good to go and get the IB high, and I was okay if I was going to be wrong, right? At the time, we had just stopped one time framing down. Figured we would relieve a little pressure and go and get B's high. I was up pretty decent on the trade to begin with, but I did not choose to hold as we um, pulled back, price got below VWAP, back below the open, and I decided to stop out. However, I wanted to wait, see what happened if we got back above the open. I was like, all right, let me see what we get out of it if we don't push any lower in E period. So in E period, I decided to get long again. I got long, we rotated back up, and I got out for a pretty good trade from E period. I took basically the same entry, 84, 85, and 83 in E period. Those were my entries. On the push up, I exited one at B's high at 37.98, and then the rest right around 3800 was where my other exits were. So Because I got a pretty good profit out of it. I didn't get paid on this push up in D period. I wanted to get paid in E period, so I took that. However, I did take a short in E period right before F opened because after D stopped the one time framing down, we began one time framing up. And I was kind of expecting a little bit of a rotation back down. We had POC at the time, point of control where this yellow line is. We had point of control right around this area where the afternoon pullback low is. We were like seven, was that one, two, three, four, we were five wide at the time. So I was kind of expecting F to kind of pull back to that point of control. And so I was short in E or in F period or in E right before F opened up. We got a little bit of a pullback and then it popped on me pretty good and I got stopped out of my trade. And then from there, I just kind of took some bad trades. Um, but and like it was just bad trades I was taking. It just was not where I should have been. But because I knew kind of what I was doing, I was able to stop out for like really small losses, like a point here, a point there, and then kind of just ate away at my profit on the day. Uh, I took, I think it was like 15 trades on the day. And most of them were in this F and G period because I had no clear idea as to where we wanted to go. I didn't know if we were going to go up. I didn't know if this was a short. I didn't know what the game plan was going forward. Um, I took short in G period at 37.99, so pretty close to the lows here in G period. I was shorting to stop the one-time framing up and then break F slow, and pull back. The 144 at the time was right around 37.92. That's a simple moving average on our 1 minute chart. Was expecting to pull back to that area, but we didn't because F and G were poor and then we bounced back up and I got stopped out. So, I was shorting at the lows and then buying at the highs in F and G. So I was chopping myself up and then finally stepped away for a minute and then kind of reassessed. Um, and finally, in H period, we got that liquidation break that I was looking for towards the 144 simple moving average. Let me see if I can pull that up for you guys real quick so you can understand. I have it on my chart here. So right in here, I believe is what it was, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, right in here, right in this area. I was taking I was taking longs in H period near the 144, that line that you guys kind of see ascending here. I was taking a long near that. Uh, so I was getting long, looking for the afternoon pullback low. Was looking for the afternoon pullback low. I held. I bought 95. I bought 92.50. I bought 89.50 uh, in I period as well. And then finally, we got some rotation back up. And I was thinking about taking it off, but wasn't quite satisfied with what I was looking for. I kind of wanted to see if we went and got H's high at 37.99. And I had my offers up at 97, 98, and 99. And then finally in J period, we decided to pop up. I did kind of want to hold on, so I got filled on all three of my contracts for a really good gain. And that put me back up on the day after taking several losses in F and G. So waiting for that trade in H and I and kind of holding, sticking it out, letting it rotate back up for me. I was able to get out of the trade for a good profit, which I'm okay with. I kind of wanted to hold on, right? Wanted to hold on and let see if we went to go get that IB high, the initial balance high. But coming into what we call the Three Stooges, Curly, Larry, and Mo here, KL and M, things can get pretty dicey. And I didn't know if we sellers wanted to protect the 3,800 level, and K rolls over and just absolutely takes out the day. You know what I mean? Because there really wasn't any strong market generated information to lean on. Uh, all the bulls had at the time was just value in the opening. and then a potential afternoon pullback low and I, not textbook, right? Textbook, you kind of have to have single prints below to kind of hold out, but it ended up working out. It was a good trade. I did take scalps in K and in L against that weekly high. Scalped out for about 2 points on the short side, just against that visual area. And each time I took the short, I got paid. Could have gotten paid a little bit more had I been more patient. That's something I'm trying to work on. But for now, I'm comfortable with the scalps, and I'll take what I can get. Just trying to build up the account. Um, Something I'm trying to work on. But overall, my percentage today was like 60% loss, 40% probability of winning. And I came out on the day pretty good, up about 15 points on the day with the ES, and I cannot complain about that. Um, so, with that being said, let's go over some destinations. I know this video is getting long-winded. For the downside, we got our afternoon pullback low at 37.8725, our low day at 37.5175, and then where the single prints fill at 37.41 even. For the upside, our weekly high 38.22, our weekly balance high 38.22, and our high day. Like I said, I'm just calling it stretch for now. Uh, Price probe 38.3275. Above that is 38.9150, and then our high day at 39.2525. Um, I am still in that long position, that long swing trade that I was talking to you guys about back. I can't remember if it was last Thursday or last. I think it was last Thursday. But I'm still in that swing trade and up pretty good on it. I decided to take another swing position uh, just to kind of test the breakout of the balance to see how much we can get out of it. So I'll let you guys know how that trade goes. But right now we're up on that initial position pretty decently. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you all have a wonderful day. Thanks for watching my videos. Please leave a like if you can. Comment below if there's anything I can improve on. And as always, take it easy. We'll catch you in the next one. Bye.